We are Steven and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show.
We answer that and more. Steven Jill here.
Howdy.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about what would you do with limitless capital. Just thinking about that just makes me all
makes you all warm
inside.
and fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's like your version of hot cocoa.
Something like that.
What is it?
Let's see. There's a lot of people who are addicted to raising capital, and that's what they do in life. We have people in our group like that. There are some people that are grossly mismanage it to the point of insanity, like Bernie Madoff. And there's a lot of laws and regulations surrounded by raising capital, depending on how you structure it, like debt or equity or how long you've had a relationship with somebody that you're raising the capital with. So I'm going to go through all that stuff at, let's say, a 20,000 foot, view on it, and how we do it, and how it works for us, and how I see us doing it actually next year. Because next year, I believe that the real estate markets are going to somewhat implode because of forbearance, and you're going to see a lot of good deals out there. And when you see a lot of good deals, you run out of money fast. You don't want to be raising capital when all that stuff starts to happen. You want to raise it way before.
No, it's true.
So we'll talk about it.
It's like we joke about, starting your company, or like you're opening your office, get your stationery, get your all the furniture in, get it all pretty, and everybody's just kind of sitting there, and you open the doors like, okay, now we're ready. Customer number one, please come in. You know what I mean? Could you imagine?
And it's crickets.
Exactly. Like, yeah, totally.
No, yeah, I grew up. Gee, you got to Rocky Balboa that.
Yeah.
You need to
do it all wrong. You taught me that. You're the pro at that. Well, I mean, I knew it. I didn't know the level that you do it. You do it, which is actually the best level. You come in, and then there's so much with the customers. We're figuring this out. It's a little bit chaotic. Yes.
It's a mess. Let's just call it a mess.
Yes. But it's great because then everybody kind of understands. We're like, oh, we didn't know this would work. Hold on, everybody. We're gonna fix this.
No, it's worth working on.
Exactly.
If you do it the other way, it's like, I don't know if this is even worth working on.
Exactly.
I've never understood that whole. It's way out of my comfort zone to do like a Palo Alto startup.
Oh, yeah.
A .com startup where you raise like a ton of money. You raise a ton of money. You get a CFO
based on an idea.
Yeah, there's not even a
working
customer.
Model.
There's no. You haven't tested the concept yet, and you don't have a customer.
Right.
It's just like, this app could work. It really could. The app to manage your X could really actually work. Mm-hmm. Nail salons, or like even Uber or Lyft. It's like, you know what? I would have bet money those didn't work. I don't even think they worked actually. It was just a money-raising mechanism, and that's it.
It's crazy, you're right.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. This is not a misprint.
Oh, okay. Jacincy, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, wrote, I have a run-to-the-bank deal with a deed in two brothers' name. How do you suggest paying them? Do not want to pay them anything until they both sign the deed. The property is located in Texas. Escrow options without title company.
Question mark.
Exactly. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're totally set.
Okay.
You deal with this stuff all
the
time.
I will answer these one at a time. So, great. Yay. Congratulations. You got like a, home run there. So what do? How do I suggest paying them? I ask them, do we want to put it in one name? Do you want to put both names? Because they could both have to sign it and go to the bank together. How do you, and I would hope that we could put it in one name and trust them and the other person would do it. So basically I asked them how they want to do it. Number 2, I don't want to pay them anything until they both have signed the deed.
Amen.
That's the right way to do this also. So I will do 2 things. Number 1, you could have the deed and the payment go from, my first choice is they're together in the same room. Let's just start with that, by the way. If you can get them together, this is great because the holidays coming up. I use but all the time, like, are you guys getting together for Thanksgiving? It's kind of far, I'm not kidding. It's kind of far out right now, but it's a common thing that I can say, all the notary come on Friday. And that's because all the families together, we can get it all done. That's a really good, way to get this accomplished. Otherwise, you could have the deed go to one and then go to the other one and send a check with the second one through the notary, that when they're both signed and complete, then you hand over the payment at that time. That's usually what I would do in something like this. Now, and then also escrow options without title. Good luck.
That's not possible.
It's technically a thing. It's technically can be doing it, but no title company's going to do that because they make the money on the title policy. They don't. That's why they don't do those.
I gave up looking for doing escrow without a title policy years ago.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe it's about time to revisit it, because I ended up at dead end after dead end.
That's what we created, a company that did that a while back. It was called Title Mind, but we shut it down because we were overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was so much, and it wasn't as profitable as it needed to be for the work that was involved.
Well, what ended up happening is on Title Mind, really quickly, is that it was a great service, and the person that we had running it was born to do it, and her name was Jen. And it was an awesome service. We use it ourselves all the time. Again, we roll out a product to the public that we use ourselves. And what ended up happening is people would send us deals that their hardest deals that they couldn't get done. Instead of sending out, the idea was to have them outsource the entire thing to us and pay us X and our staff X to get all their deals done. But they just gave us the ones that were virtually impossible to do.
Exactly. It was hilarious.
So the thing is with this question, you want to get the deal done, and you want to get it done fast, because time kills deals. So, and right now, specifically right now, there's a lot. It's escrow days are increasing, not decreasing, because it's so busy. So you don't want to let a deal like this slip through your fingers.
And I'm sure as long as they're speaking and on the same page, obviously they are, because they both agree to sell the property. There's no problem with saying, hey, the money comes at the second signing. No problem. If it's going to be two different signings, no one's going to argue that, because you can't do anything with the one signature. You have to have both signatures.
You know what we've done in the past, and I'm not recommending that you do this on every deal, only for deals that are like crazy profitable, serious home runs. You do the deal like Jill's suggestion, where you send in the deed, there's a cashier's check, the whole thing happens, now the property's in your name, and they have the money. You want to make sure they're on the hook, so now you can open escrow and take 30 to 60 days to get it done, so you can get a title policy and all that. Because these higher valued properties, this is probably what this person's talking about, need to have a title policy so that the end user can build on it or lend against it or whatever. So keep that in mind. Today's topic, what would you do with limitless capital? This is why you're listening.
Do a lot of property shopping.
Let me paint a picture for you. This is what happens with new people. And it's exactly what not to do. And it's exactly what I did in the beginning incorrectly. I looked at my checking account. I said there's $8,000 in there. So I sent out a mailer targeting $8,000 property or $5,000 property or $3,000 property, because that's all the money I had. And guess what happened? That's what I got. I started buying those properties and happily went along the way building this tiny little fortune that Jill and I have. What if I, or anybody who starts out, says, you know what, fictitiously, I have $40 million in my bank account. What kind of mail am I going to send out now? And what you're going to send out is crazy, profitable, unbelievable deals. And you're going to find them. Just like you find the little ones, you find the big ones too. No matter how big it gets, someone's going to get a letter that you sent, and they're going to open it and say, you know what, I do want to sell this office building or this farmland or whatever it is, as large as it is. And so they're going to call you back and say, 14 million bucks sounds fine. And you know it's worth 20. You know you can sell it next week for $20 million. So just because you don't have the money doesn't mean the deal stops there. What you do is get in the business of raising capital. And we have many people who have caught on to this. I don't think a single one of them still with us because they got too rich too fast on this whole concept.
It's true.
And so those are I don't need to finish the story. Those are two opposite extremes: the $5,000 option and the $20 million option. What really happens with land is this: you have $8,000 in your checking account, but you start sending out mail at $80,000, $100,000, and you call people like us or in our group or us specifically for deal funding, and you say, I got this $80,000 property under contract. I'm extremely confident, wholesale, it's worth $200,000. I don't have the dough. Can you guys fund me? And that's it. If you had limitless capital, my point is this: you do have limitless capital. You have limitless capital. There are some people. What's missing is not the capital. What's missing are the awesome transactions, are the incredibly profitable deals. I've long said this sentence. I'll say it again. There's way more money out there than talent. So if you're sitting here listening to this somewhere, just like I was sitting around in my apartment 25 years ago saying, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I don't have any money and I have a terrible job and nobody likes me because I didn't meet Jill yet.
Thank you.
All you got to do is send a bunch of mail out and get real organized and focused. And if you find any version of a good real estate deal, especially now, this entire group is packed full of loaded people, have a bunch of money. A lot of cases, way, way more money than Jill and I have. They're not going to let a good acquisition, go to waste.
Yep.
A lot of people think that being wealthy is looking at their checking account and saying, wow, I have $10 million in the bank. That has nothing to do with it. Mm-mm. It's all stock options and access to capital and back-end financing. A lot of it's private equity. So all these people that make the Wall Street Journal and these millennials just love Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. They just love them. I'll never understand it. They're addicted to these personalities. And all those guys don't have any money. They have hordes and hordes and hordes of assets, namely in the form of stock and stock options for companies that they took public. And so you better believe that if a great deal comes across their nose for whatever reason, and everybody else from us to Jeff Bezos, everybody in between can gather a bunch of money pretty quickly for a deal they can get behind financially.
That was exactly I had 2 points. One is, how do I start? And that's one deal at a time.
Oh,
like
good.
you just
That's
said,
good, Jill.
The deal speaks for itself. It's got to be that good of a deal. It doesn't matter who you are, what your experience level is. You come to somebody like us or anybody who can afford to do this and say, I got this deal. We can't let this go to waste. Once we look up at the deal and go, oh my God, he's right. Done. We're done. And we're all going to do this together. And then my second point was, how do you get to our level where it's like the phone calls are easier? People take your calls. It's like, they're watching for your calls almost. It's called history. You prove yourself. You do deal after deal after deal. Keep doing these things. Word will get out. Trust me. And then people, when you call, they'll answer. You call me, I'll answer. I've got a few people that we, I do deal funding. This is something that we do, period. And it doesn't matter if you're a member of Land Academy or not. I don't care because no good deal should go to waste. So you submit it to us, and I look at the deal. We're doing it.
It's got to be a great deal.
And I've got a few people too that it's like they've proven themselves. So when they come to me, I'm taking their call, and it's great because we've built up this reputation. Now, there's a few things that I double check as we go into it, but I don't go through nearly the process that I do with somebody new because I want to make sure, which is everybody does this. And that's just how you do it. Just keep doing it. And it's great because, it's not your money. This is like you said, and I love that. That's one of the beauties of our community, what we built up, the level that we're at and what we can take down. I'm so happy to be able to report to people coming into Land Academy, you don't have to have your own money to fund your deals. Finding the right deals, we're going to fund them. And that's like we even created, we share it with our group because there's so many deals that come up with all of us. We've gotten so good at sending out their mailers and finding these deals. most of our community, or people are running out of money. So we made Land Tank and we made House Tank. Those are two places that you as a member can post your properties, and someone will fund them for you within our group.
Every single deal where I get a notice that somebody posts something on Land Tank or House Tank, by the time that I click through, we own the website.
Yeah.
By the time I get in there and look at it, it's gone.
Yeah. It's usually grabbed quickly. It's funny. It's awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
I have one
I'm
more
sorry.
point here. Because I love this topic.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
If you take anybody who owns, let's say, more than 3 like-kind assets in any market, it might be land, and this is any market. If they own 3 separate parcels of farmland in Iowa, if they own 3 strip malls in Los Angeles, 3 small apartment buildings or large apartment buildings in Wisconsin, any market, I don't care where it is, they're in that business. And they live and die by the next deal. They're constantly looking for next deals, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. And if you find their contact information and call them and say this sentence, Mr. Smith, I know you own these 3 apartment buildings right in this area. I have another one. I'm talking with the seller, or I have it under contract to buy. You seem like a very, very logical person to buy this or fund it with me or be my partner on it. Because I'm telling you, I'm paying less for this than you did yours, because you can see all the data, especially on commercial real estate. What do you think that guy's going to do? I don't care what he's doing at that moment. He's going to drop what he's doing and call you and say, yeah, I would love to buy a building with you if it is what you say. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about at the tip top of the universe of real estate owners. This is what they do. They live and die by acquisitions and in some cases divestitures. And it works for companies the same way. I bought and sold companies early on and realized real estate was easier and in some cases most cases more profitable and less volatile. So get your confidence is what I'm saying. And you're going to just focus on getting good deals and forget about the money, and you're going to have more money than you know what to do with.
That's perfect. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Buying Land with Emotion is a Fast Track to Failure. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. That's a Jill topic.
Yeah, it is. What's great is you would think that as a woman that would happen.
You'd think that.
You would think that. But I'm actually shockingly good. I do see it as a line item. And there's a reason why we don't drive out there and stand on the property.
There's a time for emotion in your life. But in business, there's no time for it.
Exactly.
I'm going to say it now, and I'll probably say it during the show tomorrow. Tony Robbins is famous for saying, the single one thing that will destroy your life and keep you down is emotion. If you just go do what you're supposed to do every day, and then at 8:30 at night, you can go be emotional with whoever you want between 8:30 and 10:30. He didn't say that. That's my quote.
That's hilarious.
You're going to do great.
We should try that. That's really good. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to be like business boring mantra all through the day, and then at night, every night at 8:00, we'll open a bottle of wine and cry.
I was thinking positive emotion, not negative. I don't equate emotion with negative.
I can't believe I had to do that today. I can't believe this person doesn't get it.
That's funny because I see emotion as positive.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you said that's good. You see it as positive?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
any kind of emotion, positive or negative. It's just any emotion is not okay.
Oh.
When you're doing a deal.
Emotion in front of a customer, if it's positive, is not good. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Like wait for the phone to hang up. Wait for that to be off the therapy before you go like, yeah, I got this.
And it's not entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean emotion. Okay. You need entertainment. Sellers, you need entertainment.
That's true. Sellers are entertainment. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please zip over to YouTube, check out our channel, and hit the subscribe button.
She means it. And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.
We are Steven Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.